Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you all are well. I am your English teacher. Students, we are on chapter number 13, Haggard's Crossing. This is second session of this chapter. In the first session, we read about the location of Haggard's Crossing and also read that the people avoided to go there. Locals said that some years ago a man roped and killed here. His restless spirit roamed in the valley in search of culprit. They also said that this is the cause of further accidents. Jack Drummond, who lived in this valley when he was too young, shared his childhood memories. He was an excellent banjo player and he was so much in demand whenever there was a celebration. Okay students, let's continue to know more about the story. Students, as usual, first I'll read a paragraph, then I'll explain it in English and Urdu. And before explaining, I'll tell you meaning of difficult words. Let's begin. The winter arrived. The evenings became darker and gloomier. In the valley, the mist was thicker and seemed more damp than usual. The moisture got into one's throat and nostrils, and it was no surprise that half the village came down with the flu. But Jack seemed to be in good health. The damp had not affected his voice, nor had it chilled his bones. Gloomier means dark or poorly lit, especially so as to appear depressing or frightening. Mist means a cloud of tiny water droplets. This paragraph states that the evening became darker and gloomier after the arrival of winter. There was thick mist and weather was so damp than usual. Due to the cold and moisture, the villagers were suffered with flu, but Jack's health was good. Weather didn't affect his voice and bones. Now I'll explain this paragraph in Urdu. उस वादी में सर्दियां आ गई थी, शाम बहुत तारीक और अफसरदा हो गई थी। वादी में धुंध और नमी बहुत ज़्यादा थी। मॉइस्चर लोगों के हलक और नाक के अंदर तक जा रही थी और ये कोई हैरानकुन बात नहीं थी कि आधे गांव के लोग फ्लू का शिकार हो चुके थे। लेकिन जैक की हेल्थ बिल्कुल सही थी। मौसम ने उसकी आवाज़ पर कोई असर नहीं किया था और ना ही ठंडक ने उसकी हड्डियों पर। लेट्स मूव ऑन। One day, Jack was asked by his old friends, Martin and Anne Robson, to play his banjo at a celebration in Burkham. The Robsons were throwing a surprise party for their daughter Samantha, and Jack was asked to play. This paragraph states that once Jack's old friends Martin and Anne Robson requested him to play his banjo at a celebration of Robson's daughter Samantha's surprise birthday party. Okay students, now I'll explain these lines in Urdu. एक दिन जैक के पुराने दोस्त मार्टिन और एन रॉबसन ने जैक से रिक्वेस्ट की कि वो रॉबसन्स की बेटी समांथा की सरप्राइज बर्थडे पार्टी में आकर बैंजो बजाए। लेट्स मूव ऑन। It won't be late, will it? asked Jack when the invitation came. No, no, he was assured. The road is not safe and Sindleford is quite some way, said Jack. Yes, that's true enough, came the reply. But Charlie Welling and his family are coming over, and I expect they will be riding in their cart, so you can get a lift back with them. Eh, Jack was relieved. The Wellings lived just down the road from him. He would be quite safe with them. Relieved means no longer feeling distressed or anxious, or reassured. This paragraph states that when Jack's friend invited him to play banjo at celebration, Jack said to him that It will be late. Robson replied, No, no. Jack Moore added that road was not safe and Sandalford is far away from Burkham. His friend replied, Yes, it's true, but he gave suggestion that Charlie Welling and his family were also coming, so Jack can get lift back with them. When Jack heard it, he was so glad and relaxed. He knew that Wellings lived just down the road and he thought he was quite safe with them. Okay students, now I'll explain this paragraph in Urdu. जब जैक के फ्रेंड रॉबसन ने उसे बर्थडे पार्टी पर इनवाइट किया तो जैक ने कहा कि वो बहुत लेट हो जाएगा। रॉबसन सेड नो नो। जैक ने मजीद कहा कि ये रोड सेफ नहीं है और सिंडल फोर्ट काफ़ी फासले पर है। उसके फ्रेंड ने जवाब दिया, हाँ सही कहा, लेकिन चार्ली वेलिंग और उसकी फैमिली भी पार्टी में आ रहे हैं और मेरा ख्याल है कि वो अपनी कार्ट में आएंगे, लिहाजा तुम वापसी में उनसे लिफ्ट ले सकते हो। ये सुनकर जैक पुरसुकून हो गया क्योंकि वो जानता था कि वेलिंग्स भी रोड से नीचे की तरफ रहते हैं और जैक का ख्याल था कि उनके साथ आना उसके लिए सेफ होगा। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, लेट्स मूव ऑन। A big crowd turned up for the Robsons' party. The house was too small, so the guests gathered in the barn. Long tables had been arranged along one side for the food and the drinks. There were sacks and drums, chairs and benches along the opposite length of the barn. The center was kept clear so that the merrymakers could dance and talk. In one corner sat the musicians, Jack with his banjo, John with his accordion, the Partridge twins with their fiddles, and others who joined in from time to time. Barn means a large farm building used for storing grain. Sacks means a large bag made of strong material used for storing and carrying goods. Merrymaker means a person who gaily take part in some festive or celebration. This paragraph states that there were many people in Robson's party. All the guests were in the barn as their house was too small. At the one side of the barn, long tables were arranged for food and drinks, while the opposite side, chairs, benches, sacks, and drums had been arranged. Center place was cleared for the celebrators' dance and talk. One corner was fixed for the musicians. Jack was there with his banjo, John with his accordion, the Partridge twins with their fiddles were present there, while others were joining the party time to time. Okay students, now I'll explain this paragraph in Urdu. रॉबसन्स की पार्टी में एक बहुत बड़ा क्राउड आया हुआ था। उनका घर बहुत छोटा था, लिहाजा मेहमानों का इंतज़ाम बार्न में किया गया था। एक लंबी टेबल बार्न की एक साइड पर अरेंज की गई थी जहां पर तमाम फूड और ड्रिंक्स का इंतज़ाम था, जबकि दूसरी साइड पर चेयर्स, टेबल, सैक्स और ड्रम्स थे। दरमियान की जगह गेस्ट के डांस के लिए छोड़ दी गई थी। एक कॉर्नर में म्यूजिशियंस के लिए इंतज़ाम किया गया था जहां पर जैक अपने बैंजो के साथ, जॉन अपने अकॉर्डियन के साथ और पार्ट्रिज ट्विन अपने फिडल्स के साथ मौजूद थे और दूसरे म्यूजिशियंस टाइम टू टाइम उन्हें ज्वाइन कर रहे थे। लेट्स मूव ऑन। द म्यूजिक प्लेड ऑन, food and drink was taken in vast quantities. Everyone was having fun. The dancing became more vigorous and the volume and rhythm of the music increased. Vigorous means strong, healthy, and full of energy. This paragraph states that music was played, everyone was enjoying music, drinks, and food. People were dancing energetically on the high rhythm music. Okay students, now I'll explain these lines in Urdu. पार्टी अपने उरूज पर थी, म्यूजिक बज रहा था, लोग खाना और मशरूबात को एंजॉय कर रहे थे। डांस भरपूर तरीके से चल रहा था और म्यूजिक बढ़ता जा रहा था। लेट्स मूव ऑन। Jack strummed with all his might. He had never known an evening quite like this. His long grey hair hung over his eyes, and the sweat trickled down his locks. His cheeks were fiery red. The tips of his fingers felt like smouldering embers. But Jack played. He strummed on and on and on. It was after midnight when Jack rose and looked anxiously around the barn. Where was Charlie Welling? Had he left without him? Jack could not see him anywhere. Strummed means play an instrument by sweeping the thumb. Trickle means a liquid flow in a small stream. Fiery means having the bright color of fire. Smolder means burn slowly with smoke but no flame. Ember means a small piece of burning or glowing coal. This paragraph states that Jack was playing his banjo by sweeping his thumb with all his strength. He did not expect that the party to be so enjoyable. His hair hung over his eyes and the sweat fell down his locks. His cheeks were red like a fire, his fingertips were burning due to continuous playing of banjo. But he still played banjo on and on. After midnight, Jack rose and looked around the barn. He was so anxious because he could not see the Charlie Welling. He thought, had Charlie left without him? Okay students, now I'll explain these lines in Urdu. जैक अपनी पूरी ताकत से बैंजो बजा रहा था। वो नहीं जानता था कि ये शाम इतनी इंजॉयबल होगी। उसके लंबे ग्रे बाल उसकी आंखों तक आ रहे थे और उसके बालों से पसीना टपक रहा था। उसके चीक्स सुलगते हुए अंगारे की तरह सुर्ख हो रहे थे, जबकि उसकी उंगलियां मुसलसल बैंजो बजाने की वजह से जल रही थी। लेकिन जैक बजाए जा रहा था। यह आधी रात के बाद का वक्त था जब जैक उठा और परेशानी से बाण में चारों तरफ देखने लगा। उसको चार्ली वेलिंग नजर नहीं आया। उसने सोचा कि वो जैक को लिए बगैर चला गया। Okay students, let's move on. The twins were now playing a sad tune on their fiddles which brought a lump to Jack's throat. It was time to go home. A few of the guests still stood around in small groups. Why are they staring at me? Thought Jack as he walked towards the door. It felt stuffy and hot in the barn, and he wanted to be out in the open, breathing the fresh night air. Stuffy means lacking of fresh air or ventilation. This paragraph states that when Jack was looking Charlie Welling, the twins were playing sad tune on their fiddles. It was time to go home, but some of the guests were still present. Jack was feeling suffocation and hot in the barn, so he wanted to go outside to breathe in the fresh air. When he was going towards the door, all the people stared at him. Okay students, now I'll explain these paragraph in Urdu. Twins अपने fiddles पर set tune बजा रहे थे. जैक अब लोगों के घर जाने का वक्त था, लेकिन अभी भी कुछ मेहमान ग्रुप्स की शक्ल में खड़े हुए थे। जैक जब डोर की तरफ जा रहा था तो उसे ऐसा लगा कि लोग उसे गौर से देख रहे हैं। जैक को बहुत घुटन और गर्मी महसूस हो रही थी और वो ओपन एयर में सांस लेने के लिए बाहर जाना चाहता था। लेट्स मूव ऑन। Jack waved a drowsy farewell as he passed through the open doorway. He walked slowly and steadily until he reached a fork in the road on the outskirts of the village. As if in a dream, Jack remembered that one track went over the hills to Sindleford, and the other, the shorter route, went through the valley past Haggards Crossing. Drowsy means sleepy and lethargic, or half asleep. Steadily means in a regular and even manner. Outskirts means the outer part of a town or city. This paragraph states that Jack had finally decided to go back to home. He was feeling drowsy when he passed through the open doorway. He walked slowly and steadily until he reached at the point where the road divided into two tracks. He remembered that one track went over the hills to Sindalford. It was larger than the other track. The other, shorter track went through the valley past Haggard's Crossing. Okay students, now I'll explain this paragraph in Urdu. जैक ने वापस जाने का फैसला किया और पार्टी को अलविदा करते हुए खुले हुए दरवाजे से निकल गया। वो आहिस्ता और मुस्तहकम अंदाज में चलता हुआ उस मकाम पर पहुंच गया जहां पर रोड दो हिस्सों में तकसीम हो जाता था। जैक को याद था कि एक ट्रैक पहाड़ियों के ऊपर से गुजरकर सिंडलफोर्ड जाता है और दूसरा छोटा रूट वैली से गुजरकर हैगार्ड्स क्रॉसिंग से गुजरता है। Okay students, inshallah we will complete this chapter in the next session. Now move towards exercise B. Exercise B, reference to context. This is on page number 119 of your book. Read these lines from the story, then answer the questions. The road is not safe and Sindalford is quite some way, said Jack. Yes students, we read this line in today's lecture. Let's see the questions. Question number 1, to whom is Jack speaking? Yes students, to whom Jack said these words? Yes, answer is Jack is speaking to Robsons. Question number 2 is, why is Jack speaking about Sindalford? Answer is, Jack lives in the village of Sindalford, which is quite a distance down from the top of the valley at Burkham. Question number 3 is, what answer does Jack get to make him feel less fearful? Yes students, when Jack said to Robsons that the road is not safe and Sindalford is quite some way, what did Robson reply? Yes, answer is, Jack is reassured by the fact that Charlie Welling and his family from his village have also been invited to the same party, so they would give him a lift in their car on the way back home. Let's move on. Exercise C2, this is on page number 120 of your book. Can you find 9 musical instruments from the list in the word grid given below? Students, here are some musical instruments names given in the yellow box. Now what you have to do? You have to find any 9 musical instruments name from the word grid that is given below. Students, it's very easy and interesting exercise. Do it by your own self in your English literature copy. Students, I hope you will be enjoying this lesson. We have done words meaning and 2 question answers of exercise A in the first session. Now, first make index, then do exercise B1 and C2 in your English literature copy. Inshallah, we will complete this chapter in the next session. Thank you. Till then, take care of yourself and your family. Allah Hafiz.